And I'm Steven.
And
And,
I'm Chandra.
and we are kicking it with Steve and Stacy with our special guest, Miss Chandra Faye Dunn, my comrade, my girlfriend, my sister, a very, very special lady to me and a lot of people. And she brings the fire. So, we are going to have an interesting show today. We have a special guest. I was in my feelings earlier because the cover of my book was sent to me.
And it was not well done.
Well, the first one, well, the first two weren't well done. But I called my amazing friend, the graphic artist to the stars, Melvin. When I tell you he got it together, Measy, Eli printing, photography, videography. I've been working with this young man for like 2 years.
Okay.
And when I tell you he is amazing, he is amazing. But he did such an awesome job on the book cover.
Okay. Now, what was wrong with it specifically in the beginning, the first two
It
times?
was garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Names misspelled. Or,
Yeah, names misspelled. It wasn't lined up. It was the very first one. The name was over my face. You know we couldn't have that.
right.
So,
So the unprofessionalism
oh
was
my
that for
goodness.
you.
So yeah, it and yeah, I just I like to keep it professional. You know, if we're doing business, I expect the business to be done business like.
Absolutely.
But when I tell you Melvin got it together, and I feel like I'm getting emotional now. I just feel like this is going to be the perfect tribute to my sister. And I feel like so many times in my sister's life, she wasn't respected. She was in and out of substance abuse places, rehabs, three-quarter houses, clean living houses, hospitals. She was just caught up in a struggle. And this went on for like 30 or 35 years. And it's my way to give her the respect that she should have gotten her whole life. And, she wasn't able to create a legacy. So I feel like I'm doing it for her since she couldn't do it for herself. So it just is really, really, um, it's just really, really special for me. And, I just keep her name alive. Like when I bought my first boat, I named my boat after her.
Right. But
And
hold up, let's bring it back. Let me bring it back because the last time, so Stacy is a really good friend of mine. Really good friend of mine. And the last time we talked, you were thinking about this wasn't even 2 months ago. So it went from thinking about to the cover of the book.
and
It don't seem like I'm a good friend.
stop it. That is with the publisher actually has it.
Okay.
So, Dr. Sabrina Jackson. Do you know Dr. Sabrina Jackson?
Not personally, but I've heard of
Do
her.
you watch her on Channel 2 on
No, I don't watch
Mondays?
TV.
Okay,
You know
that's
I
right.
don't watch TV.
Well, Dr. Sabrina Jackson has become a really good friend. And Dr. Sabrina Jackson is who I actually sold Kelly to. So now she's going to be a new boater.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And,
Okay. So I didn't know you still had Kelly.
yeah. Well, I had to sell her because we can't have two boats. So we have a new boat.
Right. Wow. It's a lot going on here.
Right. And the new,
That's getting sprung on me though. Like, Stacy.
okay, the new boat is called The Promise. And so I sold Kelly to Dr. Sabrina Jackson, who also does so much. So she's on Channel 2.
I heard about her.
Yeah,
She comes on Tuesdays or something, right? And just get like a she sits and answers a question or
no,
like
she's on Channel 2 on Mondays for Motivational Mondays, Mental Health Mondays.
yeah, mental health Mondays.
Yeah.
I've heard
Oh
about
my
her.
gosh.
I've heard about
When I
her.
tell you she is just amazing. So she does so much, but she has a publishing company, and she's actually doing my book. So for the past 5 years, every October for the whole 31 days, I do like motivational quotes for substance abuse and addiction and recovery in honor of my sister. So
Right.
I get up every morning and I post on Facebook the quote for the day, and then I write something, and I feel like it's really helped me with my grieving process, because I get to, I know that she will love this. She right now she is just like in her glory because she loved to be the center of attention. So I did that, but every year I would always say, I'm going to turn this into a book. I'm going to turn this into a book, and every year I never do it. So this year I was like, you know what, Stacy? My grandma used to always say, either shit or get off the pot.
That's right.
So this year I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I sent all of the content to Dr. Jackson, and she's getting it all together. Now the book cover is done, and um,
So
yeah.
you just chug and right along.
Pardon?
You just chugging right along,
Yeah.
huh? Good for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel though? How does it make you feel
It
that
really
is actually off the ground and in somebody else's hands, out of your hands?
it really makes me feel good because sometimes I can be a bit of a procrastinator. So with me, just stepping out on faith, and just doing it because I really wanted to do this for my sister. And then I'm going to dedicate it to my sister's kids,
Okay.
because for one reason or another she didn't raise any of her kids, and she had 4 kids.
Right.
And she also has 2 grandchildren. So I'm going to dedicate the book to her children and her grandchildren.
Mm,
Okay.
how
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. So,
So, but you said before she didn't leave a legacy. They are her legacy.
yeah, there.
They
Um,
are. She
mhm.
left a legacy, and you are her legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a sweet auntie.
So, speaking of auntie, my nephew Marcel, her first son, he had a bad heart. And he was hospitalized for 110 days at the University of Michigan.
Wow.
And he was on a transplant list, and yeah, they ended up giving him an artificial heart. So he had to wear batteries around. He was just devastated. But I just told him, Marcel, this is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna take care of you. And I went and got 25 hours of training at the University of Michigan,
I remember.
and I used to go up there like 3 times a week, and I was just so exhausted. So I started going to the train station and taking the train up to Ann Arbor, and it would just give me a chance to just clear my head. And I had to be so strong for him. And he died on August 1st of 2016.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and I just don't think, I don't think Kelly ever got over it. So, but now, they're up there together with our mother and our father and our grandparents, and they're looking down on me, and
Smiling broadly.
and it's like I know she would be really, really proud of this. So it's like a labor of love, and I'm gonna target the all the rehabs that I took her to, and I went to visit her. I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna go to the different 3-quarter houses, but um, yeah, and it's gonna be like a workbook,
Okay.
so have like the inspirational quote and then what I say, and then I'm gonna have like maybe a blank page, so a person can write their feelings down because journaling helped me a lot.
Okay.
So, but enough about me, because
But I knew that wasn't it. Just the book. I was just waiting on the other shoe to drop.
what?
Yeah, that. I'm gonna target the shelter she went to. I know that was coming because that doesn't stop with the book.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. And I know that. I know you better than that.
Yeah. I just feel like, so many people are caught up, and with substance abuse issues.
Mm.
And I feel like if they just had a little bit more support,
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, that might encourage them, to want to do what they need to do for themselves. But it just bothers me, if a person's on drugs, everybody shuns them,
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to invite them, for
Mm.
family, and sometimes they have, a good reason not to,
Yeah.
because, when you're dealing with a person with substance abuse issues, you deal with a lot. I remember one time when I was away, my my father, Kelly, went to a family dinner. So it was at my uncle's house, and my uncle was the Anyways, they had a family dinner with my uncle's house, and my sister stole my father's car. I was like,
Whoa.
oh my God. See, when I tell you she would get you, she would get you, and it's stuff like that, that just makes you want to shy away. But I never shied away. I was always there for my sister, and, I was unapologetic about it.
That's
And I
right.
would even get mad at some of my family members because I just feel like, I was gone for 22 years, 3 months, and 18 days, and nobody tried to help her, you know.
Now, I've got an idea. Don't know if you thought about it or not, but what about getting a sponsor to donate your books to shelters all over the country
Mm,
so that everyone in need has a copy?
that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would
You know
be
what I
awesome.
mean?
Yeah, that
And
would be
so
amazing.
her legacy and everything else is taken care of. She went out with a bang, and she helped a whole lot of folks through her sister Stacy.
Mm.
So that's how I would approach it.
That's a really good
You know,
idea. She was clean for 8 months before she died.
yeah, and because everyone knows someone with substance abuse
Everybody.
problems.
Yeah,
I mean, you've
everybody.
got these entertainers, you've got these
Period.
athletes, his sister, his mom,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
And I
And then,
think a lot of them would be more than happy to help sponsor the book if it's used in that way.
right.
Yeah.
Just to start the conversation, that's a good segue. Because actually, what I am, I'm a registered community health worker, I'm a mental health first aid worker. And so I am the person that your sister needed when everybody kicked her away.
Yeah,
Right.
We need to have that discussion in that book, just getting it in the hands of lay people. You wanted to
definitely.
be able to measure how many conversations it could start or how much
Definitely.
change it'll make. So that's awesome. I hadn't thought of that.
Yes.
Because the mental health, it's my belief. My belief, mental health is the root cause of drug addiction, violence. I'm just not one to believe hurt people hurt people.
And that's the
I-
bottom line.
I'm just not one to believe that because I know personally of a situation of how can you leave your child? You must be mental. It's something mental.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
not to be a drug addict, just say, I don't want to be a mom anymore. That's mental. And then I know personally the children that she left. So the mental just don't stop with her. It starts with her, but it trickles down. And
Absolutely.
then mental illness comes out in many different forms that we don't like to talk about. We need to start having a conversation about mental health. We need to start. We say it all on TV, but we in small radio stations need to start addressing the issue of mental health.
Speaking of mental health, so this is our guest, and I would like
Thank you.
for you to tell everyone who you are, what you do, and I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
I can't say it enough. If I had 1,000 tongues, I couldn't tell you enough.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I got a friend who always tell me don't downplay what I've done. So,
Exactly.
I am Chandra Dunn, an award-winning, history-making, bilge bridging journeywoman. I've won Massey Apprenticeship of the Year. That's the most prestigious award you can win in construction. I won AGC, but if you win Massey, it's no compete. I automatically won AGC.
Okay.
Not to brag,
Period.
but not to brag,
Brag,
but
baby, brag, baby, brag.
that's who I am. However, I was in a really bad car accident, and the pandemic happened, and now I'm into mental health. To be honest, I never wanted to build bridges and roads. That was forced on me.
Okay. Yeah.
But the situation, which we'll probably come talk about another time, it had to occur so that I could be here. I did what I had to do to be able to do what I want to do now.
Period.
Like I said, I'm a community health worker, a registered
Okay.
with the state,
Yeah.
and I just know from personal, up close and personal experience how mental health is mental health. Even with myself, I start with myself. We don't know what a person going through or what they've been through. And then this was really, it was like an aha moment to me. I was in ACEs. You know what ACEs is? Adverse childhood experiences. How that really, it like unlocks something that really shapes
Most
how
people.
we are
Yes.
as adults. I was on a panel at Wayne State, and there was a lady in the audience. She asked, well, because it was about education, of course, it was at Wayne State. The lady in the audience asked, well, what about people coming out of prison? They have PTSD. And my thing to her was like, so how do we expect them to complete a 4-year college? That's what was the question. My question to her was, how about it was probably PTSD that led them
Mm.
to commit the crime that landed them in prison? How about we start there? Because
Right.
if they had enough if they've had enough gumption to commit a horrendous crime that would land them in prison, 17, 18, 20 years. How about it was a reason? It's not what they did, it's about what happened to them. We need to start there.
Trauma affects so many people, and
It's not what happened to you. It's not what's wrong with you. It's what happened to you.
And on that note, you're watching Kicking It with Steve and Stacy live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world.
okay, you're gonna be a DJ before all of this is over.
Something.
So let's hear from you.
Well,
Because I just was thrown in here like 3, 2, 1 action.
today the topic was supposed to be, and still is,
Yeah.
anger.
Anger.
And I was thinking in terms of a situation that happened last Thursday. I get a call Wednesday. Matter of fact, after the show, I get a call Wednesday, and my stepson wants to go pick up his daughter. So his license is jacked up. So I said, okay, I'll take you. So I get off work 7 in the morning, go pick him up, and we go to get his daughter. Well, the mother doesn't want to give the daughter up. So we've got a problem. He calls the police. They come to assist him. And it was like the first real time that I saw someone whose anger was just out of control. He hadn't seen his daughter in weeks, maybe a month. And so he's pissed off. And when you're upset, you can't really express yourself. I mean, you're expressing yourself, but not in a way that's going to help the situation. So he's leaning out of the window, and I pull him back gently. Hey, man, calm down a bit.
He was angry.
These people are here to help,
Right.
and if you piss them off, we both going to be laying down, faces in the snow, And I didn't want to go through that. So second car pulls up. And I'm like, oh, man.
It's all bad.
One.
Exactly.
And one officer goes in, talks to the girlfriend. He comes back out. and he's talking to my stepson. And again, he's going off a little bit, and I'm trying to calm him down. He sees the second car pull up, and he sees the officers. That's the same mother was here. I say, hey,
Oh,
come on, man,
Lord.
calm down. It took me 2-3 minutes to calm him down. But my point is, anger can destroy you.
Yes.
Because I've been angry. You know, I saw my my dad jump on my mom. I'm like 7, 8 years old. And my little world spiraled out of control.
Right.
I'm pissed off. And I don't know why.
Right.
You know, you're a kid. You didn't get in counseling.
Yeah.
So it took me years to come to terms and grips with my anger. I'm talking about I get pissed off and I'm mad for days. And then it came down to hours and, you know. Now I get mad and I just get quiet for a while and I'm okay. So I still get angry as most folks. But I looked at that situation and I'm like, oh my goodness.
How it was out of control.
I'm beginning to see why a lot of the interactions turn out bad. You know,
Yeah.
everyone who's been listening knows I've been gone for 41 years, Mr. Rumpelstiltskin. But I worked hard to get myself together.
Right.
So I'm home. I got me a little Audi, my first car, Audi, and it likes to go. So I get a couple speeding tickets. But I'm so nice, you know, and I'm like this, hands on the wheel. I don't want anything to happen. If you run the plates, you're going to realize, because some of the stories say I was a hitman. So now the officers are like, oh, so I'm extra nice. How you doing, officer? You know, because I don't want no trouble. And I kid you not, my 3 encounters were all positive. They'd like, man, just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like, thank you, officer. As I'm pulling off like, woo, one down.
I think that control of anger comes with age. Because when I tell you I used to be a pistol, I'm talking about just 3, 4, 5 years ago. Think about it.
Yeah.
I think it comes with age because I realized it was hurt. It hurts you more than the person you even
Period.
angry
That's
at.
right.
Yes.
Unless
That's
you
right.
get your hands on them. But if you don't get your hands on them, you the one hurt the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And then after everything calmed down, all the smoke clear, you looking crazy.
Period.
Yeah.
You can't even explain why you behave that way.
Right.
So I think it's either age or just knocking my head enough times.
No, it's a lot of it is maturity.
It looks so ridiculous, and after in hindsight it's so funny, but when you in it, it's just so the energy's so charged, and if you're not
Right.
the angry when your heart beating fast, you don't want no part of it.
Yeah.
You don't know how it got here this fast.
I'm looking at the situation as if I'm viewing it remotely. I'm
Or
looking at
something,
myself
yeah.
and I'm looking at my stepson and I'm saying to myself, whoa, because the officers are relating to us entirely differently. They look in there and they see me and they say, well, who are you, sir? And I'm respectful. I'm a stepdad. Oh, okay. When they see me trying to diffuse and disarm their, thank you for being, you know, a calming factor. And I'm like, there's 25 years difference between the two of us. So as you said, hopefully in the next 25 years, he gets to the point where, you know, you realize I can control this situation
Hopefully it won't take 25
if I'm not pissed
years.
off.
Hopefully
Right.
it don't take 25 years.
Well, hopefully.
Especially if it's a child watching.
Yeah. It was quite an event.
So how did it end?
Well,
Did
it
you
ended,
calm
they
down?
went in, yeah, he calmed down, they went in, got the baby, and strapped her in the back, and they looking at me like, take off. So I eased on out of there.
Wait a minute. I got to interrupt right here.
Okay.
Would you tell them what the baby mother said when she came?
Yeah, I guess she was pissed off. You know, they've got a pretty volatile relationship. So when she brings the baby round, she brings it around and puts it in the back seat because the child seat is sitting right behind me, and I hear her tell the officer, "He's a felon." shot me in the back.
Right, threw you right under the bus.
But as I said, I'm sure they already knew because when they pull up behind the car, they run in the place.
Oh God.
Why would she do that? Like, what your officers say?
Because she was hateful.
That's that anger.
That's anger.
That's the anger.
And that's what I'm
That's
talking
right.
about. And it's like America right now.
Wait a minute.
It's angry.
What did she say again?
By the way, you know he's a felon.
Like they was gonna say, is he?
Right.
And she can't go.
Oh
Right.
my God.
Yeah.
That's beyond shady.
It's
That's
ridiculous.
That's the way of the world.
Yeah.
That's the way people are
These
now.
baby mamas, though.
It's mental illness.
But and then think
It's
about it.
mental illness and the drugs and the alcohol on top of the mental illness.
But think about it. What about these females who have more than one baby daddy? Think about it. 3, 4, 5 kids.
cannot.
3, 4, 5 daddies.
My experience with my only child father, it was limited in mine to just one.
I mean, but think about it. Think about how many sets of grandparents you got to deal with.
Yeah.
Not really. If the father not there, then.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I just, you know what
And you know what? We really should laugh because, like, I'm a real advocate for returning citizens.
Absolutely.
So to be used, I mean, we out here fighting for education, mental health, and then you gonna throw. We taking 5 steps forward, you gonna take 8 back.
Period.
Because what did she expect that? And then because you could have got angry behind that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm way beyond it, so I just chuckled.
Yeah.
Watched her walk on back up in there, and they gave me the nod to take off, and that's exactly what I did. Put that baby
Did
in
you burn
reverse.
rubber?
No,
Did he
it was
calm down
2
when the
cars there. I was like,
Did he calm down when the baby got in the car?
yes, he did. And kudos to the police.
Right, exactly.
They handled that well. I'm talking about, I got that from one of them. I said, what's your name? He said, Hiller. Hiller. I held it out, and he stuck his little fist in there and gave me some dap. Because that's where I'm at. I'm not trying to tussle.
Period.
Like I say, face down, hands behind. No, thank
Especially
you.
with some entity where you can't win.
Exactly. Especially with everything that's going on now with the police and the brutality but it's sad to say sometimes you can understand why they are on 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking
Absolutely.
that. I was gonna
Seriously.
say that.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say that.
It was an eye-opening experience for me.
And for me, I have a friend that's a police.
Hmm
So
I have relatives, who are police, and
I wouldn't want
I
nobody
respect
to
and
treat
honor.
her like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Over something that don't have anything to do with her just because she showed up.
Right. No, they handled themselves very professionally,
Good.
and I was like, wow. So my hats off to those guys. Kudos, and I'm hoping, and if you're watching, I'm not, speaking bad of you, anything. I'm just telling the story. But I'm hoping that he watched and learned a little something
Definitely.
from the encounter, because when you lose it, and you lose it to someone who's got more authority than you do, you can't win. There's no way you're going to win in that situation.
So what do you hope? Did you guys talk about it at all?
Yes, we did. And I'm one of those soft-spoken, I'll wait till you ready kind of guys. And so I told him, I said, I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute, but you have to be ready. And so I just laid a couple jewels.
That's perfect.
Here you go, a little something, let it germinate and grow, and later we'll talk about it. But, yeah, because it was like the way they treat one person as opposed to another. And they're both in the same room. We in the same car.
In the same car.
And you talking to me as if I'm from a different planet.
Right.
But it's how you conduct yourself.
It's
and how you
come
carry
off.
yourself.
Yeah.
The
It's how
vibes you
I
give.
was just about to say it's how you make the other person feel
Right.
dealing with you.
What they call it, what that vibrational frequency, which one are you on?
Right.
And I'm on peace and love
Right. You
and
up
getting
there.
out of here in one piece.
You up
Period.
there.
Absolutely.
So while we're really having a good conversation, but we need to let you all know that you're watching Kicking It with Steve and Stacy live. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share,